Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Punkavai here for MMOBomb.com, and welcome to our first impression gameplay video for Kartuga, a new 3D pirate ship themed MMORPG developed by InnoGames. And I'm going to spend about 20 minutes or so checking out the game, making my usual style of commentary. If you guys want to know more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. So I've already gone ahead and done the introductory quest in Zone. The way Kartuga works is it's actually an open water browser-based MMORPG using the Unity engine, and it does so quite well, I have to say. The game looks absolutely spectacular, and you can just kind of roam around these open waters and take on quests, kill other NPCs that are hostile. There's even elite NPCs or elite ships that you can take on for additional loot. So it's actually quite interesting. Now, I'm in a little hub right here. This is the Emerald Waters. There's actually several open world vibrant areas within Kartuga to explore, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn in this quest, which I did, which will grant me a first officer. So the way your ships work in Kartuga is much like any other MMORPG. You have your character, you can level up, you get skills, you can then get new equipment for your ship, you can buy new ships which change the loadouts, which change the abilities, and as well as changing the amount of guns you can actually hold. So if I bring up my ship's inventory here really quickly, you notice I just recently got a first officer. It looks like my first officer I currently have equipped is not capable, so I am going to replace him. I'll make him walk the plank later on since I am indeed a pirate. And it looks like I also get a brand new carpenter as well, so I'm going to go ahead and replace him. Now what I can actually do is I have the choice of different weapon types. I have the choice of even different ammo types that I can equip, which will completely change how my ship will actually function at times. So I have precision guns here, which give me additional damage per second, but at the rate, or at the cost rather, of reload firing angle, but with additional range. I think though that I'm going to go ahead and opt for, Gatling gun looks pretty awesome too. So Gatling gun here, if I change that out, will allow me to have a different style of firing. Now let's see there we go. So it looks like it fires much quicker there, but with less guns. And then even the precision guns here, looks like it's much a smaller cone of fire, I guess you could say. It looks like it has to reload there, but they do go farther. So depending on the type of ship you actually want to be, how you want to actually engage your battles, you can swap out the different cannons so that you have a better style of play that fits what you like. So now that I've done that, I can even go up here and pick up this other quest, and then we'll be on our way. The game also features some PvP modes. You'll notice in the top left-hand corner there's Domination and Destruction. I haven't actually participated in Destruction, but Domination is pretty cool. It's a typical Domination where you go ahead and you hold points to a maximum cap, but there is the ability to actually capture and destroy these sort of towers which act as sort of sentries for your zones, protecting them and allowing you to sort of harbor yourself within them while protecting your zone. So players will actually have to kill those towers, reclaim them for themselves once they've been taken by the enemy in order for them to have them in their favor. So it looks like we got a sea dragon right here. I can actually, this is just one of the NPCs, and you notice here I'm able to kind of come up alongside it if I wish in order to attack it. So it looks like I gotta sink 5 scientist ships and 6 curious scientists. Man, why are we killing scientists? They progress the world, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my map here. Looks like I go all the way on the other side. Curiosity kills. Ha 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 ha. I get what you're saying. Alright here, so let's go to the skill tree. Now, I believe I do have a point to actually spend here because I have leveled up. It looks like I can spend increase healing, increase firing angle of my broadside range, activation range, critical chance, and reduce cooldown. So I have several options to choose from here. I've already gone ahead and put a point into my first 3 skills, which are the different trees. Buoy Master gives me a sort of a stationary turret that fires for me. Repair Drone is a drone that flies out, repairs anybody that it attaches to. And then Ticking Bomb is a bomb that does damage upon impact and then damage over time, which is quite nice. Now there are different sort of scattered quests all about, so I can go ahead at any time to go and pick those up and complete whatever necessary quests need to be done. You do have to sort of explore this land in order to find different areas for you actually to quest in, but it's nice that you actually, the MMO sort of forces you to explore somewhat. It does give you some leads and breadcrumb quests. That's the one that led into this area itself, but I do like the fact that it just encourages you to explore and just take on whatever enemies you find that are maybe in your way. And oftentimes the enemies are way more powerful than you would expect in early level MMOs. I think I died at like level 2 or 3 to get gangbanged by like 3 different ships at once. So we'll go ahead and come here. Looks like I gotta kill some scientists. They want to find out about some Aztec stuff. But I say nay nay, scientists. We are all about conquering and the looting. I need your telescopes. Alright, so go ahead and kill that guy. Oh, the scientists have some bite in them. Quite nice. I'll go ahead and do another broadside. And I've taken out one ship. So I've sunk one ship right now. Let's see if I can actually do it as well. Oh, level 6. So I've leveled up again. Awesome. So my broadside here, if you notice, it goes from red to yellow to green. And what this works is, you can only fire when you're at least yellow. What yellow means is you don't actually get any sort of critical chance bonus. When it's green, you get a critical strike chance bonus, which means you can potentially do extra damage. So it's all about that. Do you need the damage now, or do you need more burst damage later? You notice also I'm able to pick up different types of ammo. These ammo change the way my actual ship operates. So some ammo, for example, gives me increased critical strike chance, while other ammo, such as the one I have equipped right now, gives me incendiary, which actually does additional damage over time if I land them. There's even ones that do additional damage to turrets, so you can even swap that out in mid-combat in order to more effectively take on your target. Alrighty here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll pull up my skills here. I'm going to pull in my cannon buoy, and I'm going to replace my ticking bomb with cannon buoy. Now the reason for that is because this thing is like perfect aim and hits everybody all the time. So you can kind of just set it up in an area here and go to town. Now you can even increase the damage it does, or even increase the sort of abilities or additional things it actually can do for you just by putting more points into particular trees. So we'll go ahead and attack this guy. I'll use my little repair drone here to keep me repaired up. And I can go ahead and start catching all these guys in fire. It's pretty cool that you can actually miss individual pieces of your shot. You do have to make sure you sort of aim right in the middle of them. It's not just simply, oh, I got over this guy, thus I hit them with all my attacks. It's really skill-based, I'd have to say. That's the easiest way to put it. It is a skill-based pirate ship-themed MMO, which I can honestly, that's the best thing I could ask for. In general terms, you know, it's not much of a tab targeting at all. In fact, it's not a tab targeting MMO. Now you may notice that we have these sort of impact kit sites right here. These are sort of one-time use items that you can either pick up or purchase, which allow you to do temporary things like increase your damage, even increase things such as your movement speed, or, you know, sort of like a mini shield you can put on as well. So you have different options to actually customize even how you want your sort of skill-based or your sort of one-time use items, how you want those to function as well. Unfortunately, this cannon doesn't really choose its targets. It attacks even friendly NPCs, which don't even attack you, but that's alright. Merchants are pretty much, they do no damage. Look at that, they just die instantly. No problem there. So I've killed a merchant. Awesome. Merchants usually drop some gear that you can just pick up there, and usually it's like ammo or additional guns, etc. So let's go ahead and go to the skill tree here. Now I have a couple skill points left. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and increase my firing angle, so I'm going to be narrow and wide, which is quite nice. And then let's see here, activation range of my skills is pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and increase my activation range too. So I like the fact that, you know, you can go down one tree, but there's really no penalty. There's really nothing wrong with going down a multitude of trees to sort of round out the way you actually play. I like that fact indeed, that you can sort of get the best of both worlds, and the game doesn't really force you to go on one tree unless you really want to. One thing I should mention is each one of these trees, the more you put points into it, the more additional bonuses you get. So you notice here we got increased base damage, skill activation, and healing. I'm getting attacked by a pirate, but I'm just going to ignore him and keep going for right now. The red guys will always attack you. This guy looks like he wants to attack me as well. Holy crap, he just turned around 360 and then went gold. I don't know if they're actually going to attack each other. That would be pretty cool if the NPCs in this game attacked each other. It would definitely seem a lot more reasonable that ships wouldn't just attack player controlled ships. Unfortunately, I can't kill players. As you can see, he tried to fire at me as well. But that's what the PvP modes are for. Although I would say if there was like an open world PvP area, that would be quite nice. Alright, so if I hit P real quickly, I can show you sort of the research menu. Now this is sort of the other level of customization this game offers. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this other quest while I'm here. I wonder if I can float through here. I'll go underneath that bridge, would be pretty awesome. So bringing up the P really quickly here, as you can see, there are different sort of ammunition types that I can unlock. I already have these two unlocked here, but I can also research Big Bang ammunition, which deals the extra damage to towers like I mentioned before. That requires 4,000 of these gears, these ship parts essentially. You should get ship parts by completing missions, completing quests, you know, picking up ship parts from other people that you've killed, etc. So looks like we get some random piece of loot if I sink 5 sea dragons. Alright, I will take that. No problem here. Now if we return to this menu right here, you notice there are several tabs. There are boosts which you can get, which can boost the amount of gold, the parts that you recover. You can purchase impact kits, which I mentioned before. You can find those too, but you can purchase them as well. And then you can even purchase or unlock or research rather different ships as well. Even large ships. So the 2 or 3 different sizes that you get at your disposal. And at different stages or different levels, this one case level 40, you can unlock even higher ships. So you do get a lot of options at your disposal from that area. Now there are a couple things that do get unlocked through these red gems, which are sort of the cash shop currency. I think I began with 6,250 red gems. I'm not really sure if you're able to get those in other manners outside of simply purchasing them in the cash shop. The cash shop currently in the game is not available. So I'm unable to actually find out whether or not if that is a currency only gained through the cash shop and not through the game in some other manner. But right now it seems like all the main features, all the main options that you would need are available at your fingertips quite quickly. Alright, so I need to collect 5 cargo crate. Oh, that's the other, I know, 5 sea dragons rather, that's what I need to kill. The crates are from a mission in North Cape. Now, North Cape was the zone I came from originally, and what's interesting is it looks like there are some daily quests or some hourly quests almost, so you can always stay in certain zones if you wish and do the repetitive quests in that area. And so far, the quests themselves didn't really repeat. Some of them were about collecting cargo, other ones were killing merchants, etc. It does seem like they randomize a little bit. Now, if I pull P back up here really quickly, you notice you can also research the different cannon types. You can go all the way down to siege cannons. You can go to scatter cannons. I don't even know how to pronounce that correctly. Precise, Gatling, etc. You have quite a lot of options. Small ships, your boosts, pretty much everything you want. Even the first officers, the carpenters, you know, your crewmates essentially. So you get quite a lot of options available. Now let's see if I can actually assist this ally here. Now it doesn't look like it'll actually heal anybody up unless you're in your party, which is a little bit unfortunate. I can understand what they would do that for in the open world area, because obviously you wouldn't want someone to steal your heal if you need it. But I'm curious to know whether or not that happens in sort of the PvP modes, or if you do have to simply party up with them manually in order for you to gain access to that. Alright, so there's a sea dragon. That's the guy I needed here. I'll go ahead and turn these quests in right after I get done killing these sea dragons, because I am the scourge of the 7 seas. So I'm going to go ahead and put my turret up there. And no, merchant! We don't want to kill the merchant. Oh well, merchant's going to die anyways. Blackbeard Spunkify. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Alrighty here. Looks like there's a level 24 player. Ah, sea dragon. There we go. We meet at last. Alright, so take his ship up. Now I'm curious to know what will be sort of the cash shop options. I assume there will be options for changing the looks of your ship. Currently there isn't really cosmetic options outside of choosing a different ship itself. But I can imagine you can put like different sails, you know, you have your own flag runs, etc. There are a lot of options for cosmetic features in the game. And right now, from the early glimpses, it doesn't look like there's any sort of pay to win, which is always good to see. This game really tries to be different, I have to say. Although it is browser based, it really seems to offer something unique on the market, or something rather we haven't seen done in such well depth in quite a while. Alright, so it looks like we got to sail to a bunch of altars here. It is customary for the dreamer to follow the way of the elemental dream. Man, what am I, like some kind of shaman? Ugh, okay. So let's go ahead and come out here. Let's see what we can find. Oh, that is like a pterodactyl. I don't know what that is. It's just sort of like frozen right there. That totally looks like a pterodactyl. Alrighty here. So let's come out and see what we can find. Now, I do know that there's other abilities that you could unlock eventually. The skill trees make mention of them. However, I have not actually seen how you unlock these abilities other than choosing them on each of the tiers here. I assume maybe at the next tier, for example right here, you'll gain access, because it does talk about like a harpoon ability, for example, that you gain access to. So perhaps you gain them as you level up progressively, or by just putting more points into the skill trees. I got the first ability simply by putting a point into that particular skill tree, but it doesn't look like the other ones offer that, at least initially. Alright, so let's come up by this guy. Now, this game doesn't have any music, I guess you could say, not a lot of music. Unfortunately, I think that would really add to it, but again, it is beta right now, so that is all subject to change. I really like how they do the combat system. It does very much feel like a pirate combat system where you're not just spamming auto attacks essentially. you do have to sort of make sure to aim precisely and hit all your targets. That way you can actually take them out effectively. And I like the fact that you can alter the way you fire based on what weapons you use, which is quite cool. Alrighty here, so 2 more sea dragons are necessary to take out, and then we got to take out some different altars as well. All kinds of stuff these people want me to do. I'm just one lonely ship, you know? Now I would like to see what happens if you party up with individuals, if you're able to take on these quests a lot quicker, or if it does individually need or require each person to get 1, 5, or whatever amount of ships. I do know for a fact that if you contribute to a damage without partying with someone, you do not gain any credit or kill, which can be unfortunate, especially if someone is working on a big ship and then another person just comes in with a broadside and absolutely steals it. That would be quite unfortunate, and it does happen right now. I'm going to go ahead and queue up for these modes here, just to see if we can get some PvP action to show you off that dynamic of the game too. And one thing I will mention is when I last played the PvP options in the game, unfortunately the game doesn't sort of give you any kind of heads up display to say a queue is ready. It merely puts you in the queue, which is a little bit annoying, especially if you're in the midst of doing something. You're not prepared to go jump in. In fact, you may not even have the ammo necessary. You may not be prepared with the correct loadout, etc. like that. So there could be a little bit of annoyance factor right there. What is this middle area? Is there anything here? I would say that this area could use, is that like a giant crab underwater? Like it looks like, so there's a leg, no, it's like a bone. Like there's his tail, there's his head. It's a tortoise or some kind of giant sea creature that's been dead for a while. I don't know what that is. Alright, what am I even doing here? Let's go ahead and get out of here. I gotta light some altars. I gotta kill a sea dragon. Sail to the first altar, whatever. Is that the altar? Okay, there's the altars. What am I doing? I'm like so in the other way. I'm just exploring this grand area. It's so nice, so lovely, so majestic. Alright, let's see if we can actually purchase a new ship. I'm gonna be interested to know how that was. Oh, sea dragon. They're elusive sea dragons. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a broadside there. Oh, and I completely missed because I used my ability instead. Let's go ahead and I wish there was a quicker way, but I'm going to go ahead and just pull out my skills here while going sideways, and I'll take my ticking bomb and put that right there. In PvP modes, what I've seen so far, at least at lower levels with the engineer class ships, they do require sort of finesse. You're not really a main damage dealer. In fact, you're going to be primarily just someone backing up other people, putting down the satchel charges, putting down your turrets, healing up your allies, which is fine. You know, it's sort of like a hybrid class. It's DPS along with some healing support, which is quite nice. Alrighty here, so I've got the skill tree going. We're already fine right there. We're gonna go ahead and keep heading north while we wait for the queue. Inventory and equipment, I've got all those, I believe. Let's see, these guys are all the same. Yep, no real benefits there. I can get a small mine kit, which is actually pretty cool. You can drop mines. I like the different kits they actually offer. That's pretty awesome that you have so many variants in what you can actually put in these kit areas, sort of change the dynamics of how you play a particular class of ship. I should mention that you can have multiple characters with multiple types of ships. There is the option to log in with that, which is always nice. Alright, so let's come up here. It looks like, oh, harpoon requires level 7, so we can actually harpoon into another ship. I wonder if that brings the ship closer to you. That would be pretty awesome if that was the case, sort of like allow you to board that ship, maybe take the loot off of it before destroying it, etc. Alright, so let's go ahead and come up here, and is this an altar? I think that's the altar. I don't know, I sailed to it, alright. You saw me, guys, I sailed to it. I completed that quest. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring up P real quick. I wonder if I can choose another ship. Large ships with the high damage reduction, enhanced hit points, but very bad ship agility. This one's balanced medium ships, recommended for ships that want to avoid any weak spots. And this one, very good ship mobility, enhanced cannon damage. Drawback is the brig's low damage reduction, so basically it takes on too much tank. It doesn't have very much tank, rather. And now I'm getting attacked by a bunch of guys, which is not good. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Guys, I need to run away. I need to run away. Let's get the heals out. No! I wasn't paying attention. Was not fast enough. Alright, so when you die, you essentially get to choose an area that which you want to spawn from. These are all the discovered sort of hubs in that area. So I can spawn at the Aztec ruins, which are underwater. And along with the curious scientists here. Why would you let me spawn here? I just massacred you guys in the name of pirates all over the world. I don't believe in science. Come on. I'm kidding. I believe in lots in science. Science forever. NASA, we need to do that stuff. Alright, so it looks like we can have the option of switching out different types of shot that you have. When I hit the scroll wheel, it actually brings that up. However, I don't really get the option. What do I got to do here? Sell the second altar. What is in this area? Defeat the queen. Ah! So I got to defeat this guy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put my satchel down. I'll go ahead and put my heals up on me already. This looks like we got a little mini boss here, which is quite nice. The different ships, they have different sort of designs that denote that they're higher difficulty or maybe a boss, mini boss. I like the fact that they actually have boss ships in there. It makes sense, you know. It kind of reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. You have the sort of not Hurt Lock. You have Davy Jones Locker's ship, etc. All with unique designs, and I like pirate ships, guys. I think that's pretty awesome. The only thing that would make this game better is if you could actually board each other's ships and engage in sort of like swashbuckling sword fights with a different cutscene. I think that would be pretty awesome, but that may be a tall order, so I forgive them for not including that, unfortunately. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and sail and complete these quests. I was hoping that we would go ahead and get a PvP mode going, or match going, but it doesn't look like that is in the cards, unfortunately. But that's alright, we're just going to go ahead and gracefully just sail our way back. Now, before I was rudely interrupted and destroyed, I was going to purchase a ship. I was going to see a man about a wallaby, and I think that I'm going to go with the medium ships. Looks like you can get a Leviathan, a Skull ship, or a Cuirass. Assault Cuirass. Cuirass dragon ship. Let's go with this. I'm going to go with a Corvette. Or not a Corvette. Yeah, Corvette. Corvette. What? That is a car. Alright, so I've unlocked or purchased a ship, which is quite nice. Going ahead and heal myself up. Now I'm curious, how do I actually activate that ship now that I've purchased it? It's been researched, correct? It looks like I gotta buy the ship. Alright, so I can actually buy the ship, which is what I've done. So now I have a ship at my disposal. Although I'm curious to know how I go about actually using that ship. I would assume that you would have to go into like a shipyard or some kind of hub. There are hubs around the hub down there. Would be one of them. Those are usually where you spawn from. And you are able to safely stay there without being attacked, and you can put things in storage, etc. You can indeed get additional storage space, which is quite nice. Alright, I'm going to kill that pirate. Get out of here. Come over here, heal myself up. And I'm going to go ahead and complete that quest. Alrighty here. So now that I've done that, let's go ahead and complete this just by heading back into the main little hub here. I'll pick up this little altar, whatever. Is it an altar? Yeah, second altar, which is right here on the way. And at least everything's sort of nicely clumped up together. You usually have a couple of quests in the same area at the same time. You notice that those two scientist quests were in the same area, which is nice. You don't have to go like back and forth all the way across the entire map. They have the quest nicely clumped up. Oh, yes! Speak of the devil, there is the PvP. Alright, so we have the Souls of Karthus, which is, I believe, the domination match or mode available in the game currently. Not really sure if there are different maps available. I've only seen one so far, but I guess we'll find out once we actually load into the game. And it looks like there is a Unity error. I'm not sure if it is continuing to load. If it is not, I'm going to go ahead and end this commentary right here. Sorry it ended so early, or sorry it ended abruptly. I didn't mean for the game to crash, but it happens sometimes. The game is in beta. If you guys enjoyed this commentary, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, if you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly recommend you check down below at mmobomb.com for the full game profile. This has been Spunkify. I'll see you guys next time. Spunkify out. Later, guys.